Hi, today we're talking about being customer first. So this is something that I hear from a lot of different companies is that we are customer first. But then when you peel back the onion and you start looking at the overall structure of how they message, how they treat customers, how they improve their product, it's not customer first, it's company first. And so this is a mindset shift that is required across the organization. In order to be customer first, you have to adopt a couple of things in order to make sure that you are thinking of the customer first and that they know that you're thinking of them first. So today, now, customers are very, very savvy. They are used to getting the information that they want before engaging with a salesperson. So if they are looking to evaluate products, most customers nowadays, they don't want to talk to a salesperson at the beginning of the process. So they don't want to submit their information to download a piece of content and then have someone call them readily and start talking about the solution and trying to get them down that go down that sales cycle. What they want is they want to do all the investigation themselves. They want to get all that educational content that you have, the videos, blogs, all of that, and take a look through that, sift it, do some initial education of their own, evaluation of their own. They want to see pricing. So if these things are not things that you're making readily available for them, they are going to turn to your competitor or they're going to find alternative solutions because there's always an alternative. So the things that I would recommend that companies do is, first of all, make content available to the customer. So this means not just putting it on your website and putting a gate in front of it. Remove the gate. And this is going to be really hard, so please bear with me as I walk through the logic, is that if you're putting a gate in front of all of your white papers, all of your longer form content, you are putting also gates to get to that customer. Customers want to give as little information as possible to get the biggest amount of value. So there you're going to have to walk a fine line. It is fine to gate the absolute bottom of the funnel piece of content that you know that they need to have if you've ungated a ton of other things. Definitely don't gate videos, don't gate case studies, solution briefs, any of that. But also the higher value content. So if you have some longer form white papers or you have some materials that you think would be relevant to a customer, like a calculator or so on, make that available to them. That's something that's going to give them a lot of value with little work on their end. And if they see value in that, they'll continue to come back and it'll make it easier for them to give you their contact information when they get to that bottom of the funnel high asset piece or high value piece. And then when you do have those forms, something gated on your website, make sure you're asking for the minimum amount of information that you need. So I'm talking first name, last name, company, and email. If you're asking for their phone number, you likely won't get it. They'll probably bounce if that's a required field. And we can do most communications through emails these days. Also, if you have marketing automation in place, use progressive profiling. So ask for those 4 bits of information up front and then gate some other assets that are also high value that then they will give you more information later on when they download those and you can gather their phone number, their zip code, whatever that looks like, so that you can feed that into your system. But don't ask for 10 fields at the outset. You won't have got enough trust out of them in order to do that very early on. The other thing I mentioned just a little minute ago was transparent pricing. So this is one thing where customers are companies are so adverse to putting pricing up on their website, especially for the larger enterprise sale products or ticket items. But if customers don't see pricing, and they're very used to seeing pricing nowadays, like that is an accepted standard, they will bounce. They will go to your competitor. They'll find someone else who will give them pricing. They will find it in some way, whether they go to an analyst, they go to another customer. So just make it easy for them. Put something up on your site that makes it easy for them to understand how your pricing works, how you're structured, and give them ballparks. This does not mean that you are committed to that pricing, that it's not negotiable for them later on. You could put some language in there about that, but they should have a sense of what they're stepping into before they reach out to you. The other point that I want to make is to put in enough mechanisms for them to reach out to you. So customers nowadays, like I said, they don't want to have somebody swoop in and walk them through a process. They want to get to a certain point in what they consider their buying cycle, and then they will raise their hand when they are ready to talk to a salesperson. So make sure that in all of your communications, whether you're sending, social media or have it up on your website, put that everywhere, the contact us field. In emails, if you're doing nurtures, make sure that there is a contact field in there that they can just click and then get a hold of someone. And make sure someone is always available, whether that's through a chat bot or through these contact us forms that are acted upon in a very timely manner, because the last thing you want is for somebody to reach out to you and then you don't get back to them for 2 days. That is bad business. When people reach out to you, they want and expect a response very quickly. So give them that. It'll build the trust in the solution before you even had a chance to talk to them. And if you also have a trial or a freemium, I want you to step back and take a look at what are the steps that you're requiring in order to get into that product. Is the form 10 fields long? How many clicks is it to get into that free trial or that freemium? And what I consider a click is, or a field is, first name, click, last name, click, email, click. If you're moving ahead in screens, each one of that is considered a click. Each field is considered a click. If you have anything over 10 or 15, you need to step back and figure out, how can I reduce this? How can I condense this information into a smaller activity for the customer? Because the more fields and the more clicks you have in there, the more information that they have to submit, the less you will convert people. And if you're doing a free trial or a freemium, you want as many people in there consuming as possible so that you get higher qualified leads. So make sure, just take a look, document all of those different steps that you require and evaluate, are they all important? What can I remove? And then remove them. Make this customer experience awesome for them. And finally, I'm going to say this again, I've said this in a couple of blogs and videos, is listen to the customer. If you are customer first, you should be talking to the customer on a frequent basis. I'm not talking every 6 months. I'm not talking 4 times a year during an advisory board, but talk to the customer. Either talk to them, send a questionnaire, ask questions about how you can improve the product, what they're missing, what do they see competitors doing that you wish you would do. Just get all that information, document it, whether you get it in a verbal context or written, share it with your team. That is invaluable information. It is always easier to it is cheaper to keep a client than it is to get net new clients. So if you are very focused on getting net new clients and ignoring the existing clients, you need to change that perspective, because you will eventually see attrition, and that is always dangerous for a business. So I shared all these tips in my blogs. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them, get on a call and discuss my viewpoints. And you can reach out to me via email or through my contact us form. So have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this.